Hey there my fellow designers and creatives, hope you're all doing well. Welcome to another video in the super ultimate guide to design systems. In this video, we're going to go ahead and finally create some colors and create design tokens. We're going to create color tokens and apply them to our components. It's going to be very exciting. So let's get started. Now make sure to watch the previous video on Figma variables versus Figma color styles. I've explained a lot of concepts over there and I've also shown you the main differences between variables and color styles. And I think it's really important to have that basic knowledge before we get started with this video. So make sure to check that out if you haven't done already. Anyway, so what we basically have is we created a couple of components, right? We created a button component, which is basically an icon button component. And we also have this navigation bar that we made, right? Right now it's just black and white colors. So it's going to be our neutral colors. We also have some shadows. We've got some dividers and all of those things. The same principle is going to be working when we're going to be created tokens for our primary colors, for our error states, success states, and all those other things, right? So for now, we're just going to focus on black and white colors, which is basically our neutral colors because we have components which have only those colors. So let's get started. Now, as I mentioned in the previous video, that in order for you to actually create tokens, you need to actually have all your colors present, right? Now, which means that we need this palette, right? We need this entire palette. Now here, Uber only has 8 colors for its colorful colors, but it has around 12 colors for its neutral colors, right? Now, the thing is that I don't have this palette with me. The design team at Airbnb has it. I don't have it, right? Which means I will only be able to pick a few of the colors looking at the UI, looking at the screenshots that we did, but we probably will need the rest of them as well. Now, the whole point is that whether we use every single color or not, it's nice to have a palette because we will need it in many cases such as hover state and press state and borders, and there is going to be a use case for a lot of the colors, right? So if we have a nice palette, we will then be able to go ahead and pick the appropriate colors. So coming back to Figma, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here to the final design and I'm going to start picking the colors that we already have, right? So I'm going to press R on my keyboard to create a rectangle and we're going to pull these colors, all right? So we have this color, which is 222222. That's the primary color, all right? We also have this divider, all right? So I'm going to grab this color, all right? Let's see if we have anything else. We have this subtext. So this is another color, right? I'm going to just pick this color, right? There we go. What else do we have? I think the rest are all the same. These two divider colors look to be the same. This is completely black. We got that. Let's see if we have this color as well. F7, F7, F7. Yep, that's a brand new color. Yep, this is triple D and this is F7. Yep, so there are two different colors. All right, looking good, looking fine. All right. I think we can also pull this color from the buttons. I think here there was this one color. Let me delete this. We don't need all of this. Okay. Press R on my keyboard and get this color. So this is also an interesting color, 252527. All right. I'm going to grab that. And I think over here, this is pure black, right? So we need a black color as well. So, we're going to need a couple, right? So we want so this one is this color. We want a pure black, and we also, of course, want a pure white color. All right, so there we go. And we can almost see that this is how the dark mode design is going to look like, right? And we want to pick this color as well, because this is like the secondary text color. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this color. All right, so we're getting a lot of our neutral colors from the screen itself already. All right, the rest is fine. All of these seem to be okay. This is actually, it has an opacity layer, so it's not really a solid color. It has an opacity, so we're going to design that later. All right, this is, again, is this pure black? No, this is their primary color, which is 222, which is fine. All right, what else? Yeah, I think this is looking pretty good. So we already have a couple of colors, right? So I'm going to go ahead and grab all of this. I'm going to come down here to the final design. I'm actually going to come here. I created a new page called as tokens, where I've created this sheet called as colors, and we're going to put in all our neutral colors here. We're going to document our colors separately and our design tokens also separately, and I'm going to explain how to do that. But for now, I'm just going to come and put those over here. All right, and I'm also going to come to the final design. I'm going to copy all of this and put them over here. I'm going to press Shift A to auto layout and set that to 10. Yeah, there you go. So these are all the colors that we have. All right. We also have this white color. I'm going to just add a stroke so that we can actually see it and we don't miss it out. All right. Now what I will do is I'm going to get this color swatch that I made. This is just a component. You can see that in the others section. I've just created something called as a tile. All right. I'm going to come put that inside. Okay. And yeah, I'm just going to now go ahead and make a duplicate of this. So make a couple of duplicates. So probably 20. All right. And then press Shift A to auto layout. I'm going to just go ahead and organize this really well. So I'm going to add top and bottom, 20 on the top and bottom, 100 on the left and right. All right, there we go. Put these together. I'm going to increase this. All right, and we need 12 colors again. So we need our 10 neutral colors plus a black, and then we need a white, right? So what we can actually do is I'm going to have two levels. I'm going to have a black and white color as a separate category, and then 10 neutral colors as another category, right? So in this case, I'm going to only have 10. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we can use the new Figma feature to wrap, and that's going to wrap things down for us. And this is perfect. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to apply the colors to whatever we got and then arrange them a little bit later. All right. So I'm going to click on this, press I on my keyboard, and just fill this up with this color. For some reason, it's not filling. And that's because it's applying to the stroke, but doesn't matter. I'm going to add a fill, and then I'm going to fill this color over here. All right, copy, paste, and then pick this color, copy, paste, apply this color. This is white, so we're going to leave that as it is here. And then we're going to apply this color, and then just apply this color. All right, apply this color here, remove this, apply this color. And then here, apply this color, right? We have these other two. I'm going to add them a little bit later. Now, we need our black and whites to be outside this. So here, as you can see, this is pure black and this is pure white. So I'm going to remove these two from the palette. We're going to organize them separately as black and white colors. We don't want to mix them up with a neutral color. This is just a simple thing that I'm doing. And in the end, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We need 2 more colors, right? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just organize and arrange these from the darkest to the lightest. Now, right now, which means we have 6 colors, right? I'm going to move them in the order of darkness. All right. This is all right. I'm going to move this over here. I'm using my arrow keys, nothing too fancy over here. And this is what we have. So we've already covered sort of like 60% of the palette with this, right? And this is, as you can see, is 2, 2. This is 2, 5, 2, 5, 2, 7, right? There is a slight difference. And I believe 2, 5, 2, 5, 2, 7 is coming from here. Let me see if I got that. I think that was in the buttons, right? Yeah. So if I press I on my keyboard, you can see that this is 2, 5, 2, 5, 2, 7. All right, there we go. All right, interesting. And what is the color of this? This is pure black. Oh, okay, interesting. This is pure black. Okay, that information is going to be helpful. Okay, so we're going to come back here to the to tokens over here, and there we go. This is what we have. Now the question is, we need to fill up the rest 4. Now, how do we do it? Now there are multiple ways to do it, and one of the ways is to use an existing palette that is already there. So I'm going to come over here to this new file called as Tailwind CSS variables, and you can get it in Figma community for free. I will leave a link down below in the description. And it already has a bunch of colors for you to actually pick from, right? And this might not work for your, primary colors, for your brand colors, but I'm sure it'll pretty much work for your neutral colors, all right? So I'm actually going to come and see which one is the closest to what we have. And I feel something that looks like neutral seems to be very close to what we have, just based on the look of it. So I'm just going to see if this works. I'm going to copy this, come over here. We're going to delete all of this. We don't need that anymore. I'm going to paste that over here, all right? And I'm going to just make sure that I ungroup all of them, all right? And I'm just going to go ahead and just, try to match these up, right? Now, we want to make sure that our darkest, so we need to define what is going to be our darkest color. Now, from what I see, 222222 is the darkest color. Of course, we have black, but then before that, we have this color. And the question is, do we need another color between our primary black color, which is 222, and black color? Do we need another color in between? Now, the thing is, we really don't know right now, right? But I'm going to take a guess and assume that we will need a little bit of a darker color. all right? Because if I were to come and put these two together, all right, and I just put them two together, all right, you can see that this one is quite light, and I feel like we might need another shade in between to sort of make sure that we get something in the balance, right? So what that means is I'm going to find another color. Now here we have, I'm going to go ahead and break all these color styles, and here they've applied variables. So I'm not going to look at variables right now. I'm just going to go ahead and break all the, right? So here we have 0A, 0A, 0A. Here we have 171717, and here we have 262626, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a color that will sit between our primary color, which is 222, and our black color. All right, I'm going to find a color that sits in between. So I'm going to go and pick each of these and see if we can get one. All right, this looks a bit, and maybe I'm just going to come over here and just play around with all of these colors and see what looks good. All right, this is interesting. All right, this I believe was 900. I'm going to get an 800 over here. All right, there we go. And we can probably even get a 700. Now 700 is, as you can see, completely light than this. So I'm going to delete the 700 one. So now we have this, which is 950. We have the 900 shade, and then we have the 800 shade, right? Now I think I'm probably going to go for the 900 shade, all right, inside, because I feel like this is quite fine. All right. So I'm going to pick this color 171717, and I'm going to add that over here. All right. And paste. Okay. Now, the next thing that I'm actually going to do is I'm going to break the auto layout, because it's a little easier for me to do this without auto layout. All right. I'm going to bring all of these outside over here to the side. All right. I'm going to press Shift A and make sure that we, move them horizontally, and we set it to hug contents. Okay. And I'm going to move this all over to the left. Okay. So now we know that our darkest color is going to be 17. Our primary color is going to be 222, and then we're going to have this other colors that we define. All right. And these are the three colors which we have to fill. All right. This was already filled, which was F7, F7, F7. These three colors we have to fill. Now what I will do is I'm going to come over here and grab all of these colors. All right. And I'm going to press K on my keyboard so I can just scale them up a little bit and try to match them up really well. Okay. So what does that mean? We know that these three colors we have to fill, and we already have these colors. So what I will do now is I'm going to assign the closest value to this tonal palette that we already have. All right. So I'm going to start off with this. All right. And I'm going to come over here and see if I can put it on top. All right. And we can see that these, it's quite hard to see it on your screen, but in my screen, I can see that this color is pretty close to this color. All right. And then we have this color. I'm just trying to go ahead and put it in. This color is a little closer to this color. We have this color, which is pretty close to this color. All right. Then we have this, which is very close to this. All right. We have this color, which is very close to our 900. Actually, it's closer to the 800 shade. All right. And then we have this. Now we definitely need this color because this is our primary 222 color. We definitely need this. So I'm going to put this over here. All right. And then we have this, which is actually this. All right. But I'm going to put that over here. All right. Now these are the colors that we have from the Airbnb app, right? So we can't really change these colors. We want to use the same colors. All right. And we can even bring in our black and white colors for now for the sake of simplicity. So I'm going to bring in our black color over here and also going to bring in our white color. Our white color is going to be outside over here, right? So I'm going to move all this over to the side. Okay. So this is going to be our white, which is not going to be part of a neutral palette. We have black, which is not a part of a neutral palette. And we have all of these colors. All right. So now we have to fill up these three spots. All right. So I'm going to come over here and in fact, let me just move this up a bit so we can see. All right. And then over here. Okay. So then I'm going to apply the same color. So apply the same color, want to put the line, same color, the stroke. All right. And here, apply this color and we're going to remove the stroke. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 colors in our palette. So now we have our neutral color palette. Now, one of the most important things to understand here is that this is not how you're supposed to actually do it. When you are setting colors for your app, you want to pick a family, which means you can come here to something like Tailwind CSS and pick one color palette and use that color throughout, right? Now, the reason I'm doing this reverse engineering is because I only have a few colors and I have to figure out what are the other colors. And I don't have a way to do that. This is one of the ways that I can go take a few colors from Airbnb, map that to the closest one from Tailwind CSS, and then identify what the other colors are. That is the only way for me to do it. Now, another option is to use material design. If you take your primary color, and in this case, let's say we put 22222 as our primary color, it generates the palette for us, and these are uniform. Now, this is one way to do it. In the end, you just need a palette that you can reference from to generate the other colors. Now, the other problem with this is that, as you can see, I need a value that is darker than 2222222. With material design, I'm not able to get that darker color. We were able to get that darker color, which was higher than 222, in the Tailwind CSS color palette, but we were not able to get that in material design. So that's another drawback that's there, which is why I didn't use material design when creating the neutral color palette. All right, back to Figma. So what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to set 20. I'm going to add 100 on the top, 20 on the top and bottom. All right, cut that, and I'm going to bring it over here. I'm going to call this wrapper. All right, just neatly make sure we name everything. And then I'm going to go ahead and set this to wrap. Close this up to 2000, and there we go. Now, what I will also do is I'm going to make another duplicate of this. All right, and whoops. I'm going to only have my black and white color, so I'm going to delete everything else. I'm just going to delete all of this. This is going to be pure white, and this is going to be our pure black. Okay, I'm going to call this white and black colors. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of a tiny stroke over here so we can actually see it. So I'm just going to probably set that to like 10% so we can actually see it. Okay, so now we don't need any of these anymore. We can delete all of that. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and name these colors. We're not going to create Figma variables yet. I'm going to do that in a second. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and name these up so it's easy for us to understand everything. All right, so I've gone ahead and just quickly named them to white, black, gray 100, 200, 300, all the way to gray 1000. So we need our 10 colors plus our 2 black and white colors. Okay, now the next thing that we're going to do is now I'm going to create our Figma variables. So I'm going to start off by clicking over here, going to local variables, and I'm going to delete everything. This was a part of, all right. So I've gone ahead and just given these names. So white, black, and gray 100, 200, 300, all the way to 1000, right? So like we said, gray 1000 is this first level. So like we said, we had 4 levels. Gray 1000 is the second level. The first level is the actual hex code. Then we have gray 1000, which is going to be our first level. And then after that, we have our use case, which is our design token. And then after that, we have the component level token, right? So we have those 4 levels. Now I'm going to go ahead and click on local variables. I'm going to finally create our variables. Now, the first thing over here is I've just gone ahead and created a section called as colors. I've renamed this collection called as colors. Now, what we basically want is for each level, we want a different collection, right? That's the easiest way to put it. For each level, we want a different collection. Now, the first level, I'm going to call that colors because it's just the raw value, right? So now in this case, the first level, which is the hex code, and the second level, which is basically gray 300, are going to be together, right? I'm going to put that under colors, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and say, create a variable. I'm going to click on color, all right? And I'm going to delete the other mode. We don't need 2 modes. We're just going to need 1 mode for now, all right? And probably just going to call this light for now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to obviously pull this color. Now the first level has to have the hex value. And then this is going to be the second level, which is basically going to be, this is going to be white. That's the name of our hex code, okay? Now, there are a lot of shortcuts. You can press Shift Enter to create another one. For some reason, sometimes it does work, sometimes it doesn't work. I don't really understand when it works and when it doesn't. It's a little weird and a little confusing, to be very honest. So I'm going to try again. Let's see if it works. I'm pressing Option Enter, Shift Enter, Control Enter. Yeah, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't work for me all the time. But anyway, so go ahead and click on this to make it black. We're going to apply black color, all right? Now we're going to go ahead and create our neutral colors. Now, before we do that, I'm going to create a folder over here, right? I'm going to go ahead and say new group with selections, and I'm going to call this white and black, and maybe just come over here and use the ampersand key. All right. Now, this white and black has nothing to do with our tokens or colors. It's just a folder, right? And I'm going to come here, click on all variables, and you can see that there's a new category created. And I'm going to go ahead and say create variable. All right. And here I'm going to call this gray 100, and I'm going to pick this color, F7, 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 right? I'm going to create a new one again. I'm going to call this gray 200. I'm going to click on this and select this one. Create another one. I'm going to say gray 300. And I'm going to click on this and pick this one. All right. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do is select all of these three, create a new group with selection. I'm going to call this neutral colors. Okay. So now if I click on all variables under the colors section, and in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and choose rename collection, and I'm going to add like an icon so we can better distinguish it. Right. So we have our colors over here, and here in all variables, you can see our black and neutral colors. Now what I will do is I'm going to quickly go ahead and create the rest of them so I don't waste your time. All right, so I've gone ahead and created all the neutral colors. So as you can see, this is our level 1, which is the hex code. Level 2 is basically the nickname that we give, which is basically gray 1, gray 2, gray 3. The next thing that we want to do is we actually want to come over here. All right, I'm going to close this up. We want to go ahead and apply all of those tokens that we made to these colors because we need to have that spider web mapping. All right, so what that basically means is instead of having the fill over here, I'm going to click here. And just like adding a color style, we're going to add a Figma variable. That's the only difference. We're going to use variables instead of color styles from now on, right? That's the only difference. So here I'm going to click on white, and now it's going to say white. I'm going to come over here, and here I'm going to pick black. And over here, I'm going to just start applying these colors, right? So for 200, apply this. For 300, apply this. For 400, apply this. 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, and 1000. Now, why are we doing this? Because if we want to change anything, we should always come here to our local variables. And let's say and I'm going to play around with the last one, which is gray 1000. And if I change that color, you can see that changes the swatch over here as well. It's just like changing the color style, right? It just functions like a color style. But now we can do a multiple level mapping, right? And in the next, we're going to go ahead and apply these Figma variables to our actual icons and text layers and surfaces. And I'm also going to show you how to create dark mode versions of that. It's going to be super fun, and I can't wait to show you. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys really enjoyed it. If you did, let me know in the comment sections down below. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more amazing, awesome content. And I'll see you guys in my next video. So until then, take care and bye-bye.